I was like, that fast? That's crazy. 3,000, say 3,000 again. Your friends are over there. Ah, you can barely see them. Your friends are over there. For reference, there's a Mexican guy coming out there. I'm like, cartel? He said 300, that's close enough. I'm like, please say 3,000 again. I'm begging you. For reference, $3,000 is how much I owe Cartel, the black community. Cartel being the entire Mexican and Hispanic community within America. And I guess partly the Asian community. Just partly the Asian community. See, with the Hispanics and the black community, especially them being in a large population of gangs in Los Angeles, that gets like a little complicated. But then like the Asian community, that gets like a little complicated because they're like in the hierarchy of gangs, and also they're more concealed like than any other group. Also, there's just a lot of gangs in Los Angeles. I don't think anybody mentions college gangs, kind of like Armenian gangs. I'm like, those Armenians they got caught up today. I'm like, you Armenians. I'm like, I knew there was something weird about Armenians. I was like, why are there so many Armenians near me? I'm like, this doesn't seem right. And I'm like, well, they kind of got caught up, and I'm like, if I could expose one, large criminal ring or one large criminal enterprise, like, transsexual escorts, then I guess I could do a lot more. Those Armenians are so mad. I was like, so you're telling me that basically like a digital footprint, easy Cartel, get the hell... The workplace for Mexicans is way too large. They're going to be able to take any kind of money they want anyway, just like especially the African American and black population. Hello. They're going to victimize themselves so that way they can get the money and the jobs. Hello. That's what they always do. Isn't that literally the entire point of Carmelo Anthony versus that kid that literally got taken out with a blade? You think those college kids are going to care? They don't care. Also, yeah, well, like, going back, forget about the Hispanic or black population that definitely has way too many gangs, and like they oversee way too much. Like, I mean, not even like a small amount, like way too much. Like the colleges they oversee, basically all the jobs in LA, the public services, the health services. I was like, wait a second. The Armenians are really nice, but they got caught up with like, being in a lot of gangs. I was like, I wonder if it's like the same analogy for basically college students. Oh my goodness, anyway. Wait, going back to that Carmelo Anthony and that other situation, with that other kid. Get it, one lives matter, but like all lives matter, but they really don't care about that other kid. I was like, wait, if the Armenians could like arrange something to where they're taking an innocent life, can't college students basically do the same thing? It wouldn't even matter if it was like, a white student, Asian student, or especially an African American to black student, or especially a Hispanic to Latin student, or especially a Middle Eastern student, they're like, this kid probably owes like, you know, some like pimp's money and stuff. Let's just arrange for him to like get taken out by, you know, a student that's not going to get caught up, and especially going to like, you know, not only not get caught up, but he's going to get like hero status. He's going to get like, you know, a whole bunch of stuff with his family. Like, I don't mean like a little bit of stuff. I mean like getting like a house, a new car. And I'm like, oh, so it makes sense because I owe, you know, pimps money. These college students are like, we don't want to get caught up too. Listen, dude, hey, you need to take out this kid with a blade so that way, like, he doesn't speak out against us. And I'm like, so you guys were running diddy parties, weren't you? At UCLA, you were running diddy parties, that's right. I'm like, UCLA? Ain't no UCLA party like a diddy party? I'm like, I see. And I'm like, man, these, you know, these African American black communities, especially, you know, just, you know, those kind of people, they're not going to be able to protect you for very long, especially if they're just running out on the street. No. Also, it's Ice Cream and Friends Part 2. Not episode 2, because literally last episode they had to send the UCLA kids. They're like, stop this kid from telling on us in many ways and exposing everything that we're doing. I'm like, well, you kind of did it by yourself. You kind of did it to yourself. Get it? Like they would say, like, this autistic kid, he got everything that he deserved. He wanted to mess with, you know, trans escorts. He wanted to make these phone calls. And I'm like, so you're telling me that some people are going to fight for trans rights, but you want to freaking protect these people that are working within certain spaces? And they use the police and they use the mental health system and the medical, you know, industry to basically impede on my freedom and my future and my education and my healthcare and my employment opportunities. I'm like, man. Because remember, it's not just trans escorts. It was like not just, you know, black trans escorts or Hispanic to Latin trans escorts. It was like a lot of trans escorts. I'm like, oh my goodness, man. Every single day it's going to be like this. Every single day. Especially if UCLA, I'm like, UCLA Army? I'm like, whatever happened to Library Crew? I remember when I got those tags on my like YouTube. I'm like, Library Crew? So basically Library Crew is like college army. I'm like, shoot. All types of criminals. I'm like, shoot, that's crazy. This episode, even though nobody's going to interrupt it this time, especially because they want to hide something, I'm going to make it just a little bit shorter, but not too short. Bloods, Crips, do you guys still want your money back? Cartel, do you want your money back? LAPD, do you want to put me in a mental hospital again? LAFD, do you want to like kind of harass me still? Bloods and Crips are basically everywhere. I'm like all up in like UCLA, all up in, you know, LAPD, all up in LAFD. I'm like, it's red and blue. That's everybody in between. That's the entire black population. I'm like, think about like all the black gangs that would be in between Bloods and Crips. That's a lot. That is way too much. You really think I'm gonna be safe anywhere? That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. You really think I'm going to trust one race with my health care? That makes no fucking sense. Hey man, I really hope you lay out, man, because if you really want to George Floyd me, it's gonna have to be Mexican George Floyd, because if you really want that $3,000 back, you're gonna have to ask the college kids first, then you can ask me. Also, man, if you mess up and you misstep, I'm gonna promise you, you're gonna feel it. Get it? Like, feel me? Also, like, man, I really hope you ain't working with no, like, trans escorts. And I hope you ain't paying for them, because they ain't gonna be around the workplace for a long time. I'm like, fudge. I'm like, I'm not giving in now. I'm like, shoot, you want to follow cartel to Bloods and Crips and anybody in between? I'm like, you want to come in and out of like the hospital with me? You want to follow me in and out of like businesses, all the way up and down in public? I'm like, man, you should have just let me alone. I'm like, now I'm forced to have good housing. If they don't give me good housing, doesn't matter. It's documented anyway. It's documented anyway. And also, I'm definitely about like 30%, at least to a quarter black, so you really can't touch me. I'm like, fucking Mexican George Floyd me right now. Mexican George Floyd me right now for not paying for those escorts. Mexican George Floyd me right now. Mexican George Floyd me right now, so that way all y'all get caught up with Diddy and everything. Mexican George Floyd me right now. I was like, man, I don't trust nobody. I don't trust absolutely nobody. I'm like, man. That's it, man. I think I'm gonna call it a night. LAPD gonna have a hard time, so any of you guys trying to brandish LAPD, it's going to be very difficult. You try to brandish the mental health system against me or the healthcare system against me, it's going to be very hard. You try to take my education away, you try to take my healthcare away, I'm like, it's going to be very hard now this time around. And trust me, I ain't going to pay for those blasting to Hispanic, to black or Asian escorts. I'm not going to pay none of them back for some phone calls. I'm like, nope. I didn't even get my service. I'm like, what am I going to pay for? Also, get there out in Santa Monica. I'm like, where are those escorts out in Santa Monica? Anybody know where are the escorts? I'm like, man, let me find out. I get another Armenian in trouble. I'm like, I'm sorry, Armenia. I'm like, I'm sorry, Armenia. Oh my goodness. I was like, no. I was like, no. Imagine, dude, imagine. Just from everything that I've done, somehow, from everything that I've done, the Armenians got in trouble because of me. I'm like, that would suck. That would suck. Man, I don't even know what to say. I'm not even jealous of these college students that they got to go to work and school because of, you know, whether they worked hard for it or, you know, they had to sell out to somebody. I'm like, also good, I mentioned the Armenians. I'm like, they got so caught up. I'm like, man, they're actually really nice. I actually enjoyed them as criminals better than anybody else. Oh my man, that sucks though. They got caught up. I'm like, man, it's so crazy. Fuck off. It was like, fuck off. They send their fucking homeless after me. I'm like, I thought an autistic person wasn't important. I'm like, I can't even get a job. I can't even go to school. I can't even go to college. I'm like, why? Well, the gangs and everything were one thing, but if you got college students that even like, you know, are brandished against you, I'm like, because I would have to believe that college students would be brandished against me. Why would I not? That makes no sense. I literally would have like, you know, homeless people literally like bothering me. And also the criminal enterprise that I would like expose would be pretty large. How large? I mean, like a large building. Remember Soul Housing? They're literally like just housing and basically recruiting like drug dealers and like pimps inside there. Imagine like a whole building that would house college students, and all they would do is go to college and go to work, and on the side they would basically, you know, sell themselves. I'm like, shoot, that's crazy. I don't even know what to say. Hey, that guy had a UCLA nursing UCLA nurse gown. I'm like, that's funny. Remember I mentioned like if you know, anger one race or whatever, you don't get any medical attention? It's a very large black population out here, but that's not all who I've angered. It's also Asians, Pacific Islanders, Latins, Hispanics, Middle Easterners, Bloods and Crips, and anybody in between. I'm like, shoot, dude. I was like, yo, he did not like that one. I'm like, that's kind of what you get. That's kind of what you get there. I'm like, oh well, dude. Maybe one day I'll be free, but I'm not too sure. I'm like, when? I am not too sure.
Your guys' like smiles look.
It's pretty crazy. Anyway, God bless everybody.